What is the matter of calling a woman to be responsible for her actions? I mean, I, even as a man, feel unsafe to go out at certain places, even at night. Even as a man, I have my own, I'm more powerful than a woman when it comes to physical strength. Well, I don't know about Ronda Rousey. She's pretty strong, but she'll probably kick my ass in a ring. But on a general basis, I think that, even as a man, I take responsibilities. Sometimes I'm afraid to go at certain places at certain times. I wouldn't be walking through the streets at night, late at night, in the middle of Chicago or something like that. I don't know. So I'd be afraid, even if I was to walk in the streets of Pakistan at night, I could be vulnerable to kidnapping or terrorism or whatever it is. So I think even men should take precautions. So what we're doing is we're saying that women should take precautions since they're a lot more vulnerable. I mean, yes, we should blame the woman for not taking precautions and responsibilities. And that goes for men too in certain situations. So it's not just all about women. So I don't want you to say, oh, he's just going after women. If your house gets robbed, you don't go to sleep at night and not lock your doors. You take your precautions, yeah? You lock your doors, you lock your windows before you go to sleep. If you opened your doors, if you left them unlocked and you got robbed, well, guess what? Your wife is probably going to blame you for it and say, well, Jerry, why didn't you lock the doors and the windows? Why didn't you set the alarm for the house? So, of course, human beings should be blamed and not just the robber, right? Human beings should be blamed for not taking precautions. There's nothing wrong with that. Similarly, that a woman should just dress more moderately when she's going out because these sexual predators get attracted by those things. Similarly, a woman shouldn't just take as much intoxicants because she's going to lose her mind, and men are going to be take advantage of such situations, whether it's taking drugs and so forth. Putting all the blame on the rapist and then forgetting about a woman taking responsibilities or a man taking responsibilities and negating that, I think is being unreal. It's being nonsensical, I believe. A study just came out here, even in Australia. Women don't feel safe in certain places such as public transport, train stations, going into taxis and things like that. And this is real. This is a real problem that's happening. And, some of these feminists, they live in this utopia where they just want to keep trying to correct a system that, a woman should dress the way she wants. A woman could just walk and catch public transport no matter what time it is. But sadly, we don't live in such a world. We'd love to live in such a peaceful world. We'd love to live in such a world where you could just go out and do what you want. But you can't, unless you want to live in your own utopia or you want to get deported to planet Mars, where you will have no sexual predators and you'll live there by yourself in your utopia, in your peaceful. But we live among sexual predators and we need to acknowledge that. Therefore, you need to take your precautions. So I don't believe in this nonsensical argument. We just blame the rapist. We just blame the rapist and nothing else. It's just ludicrous to me. It's as ludicrous as saying that we shouldn't blame a person jumping into a lion cage because a lion will eat him. You don't jump into a lion cage. Stop being stupid. We don't say, and sometimes people, without any cautious, they jump into the ocean. They swim as much as they want. And then when a shark kills them, they go and blame the shark. I mean, remarkable, isn't it? They blame the shark. Hang on, you should be blaming yourself too for jumping into a habitat where you have sharks. So you can't just blame the shark, and you have all these shark killers going out trying to kill this shark, trying to murder this shark, because that's what a shark does. So sexual predators act in the same way. You can't change all of them. You're always going to have a situation where a sexual predator is out there. No matter how much education and how much you want to change these people's minds, you're always going to have these sexual predators out there. It comes to that argument, about alcohol. People say, oh, we need to keep educating people about drinking in moderation. We shouldn't ban alcohol, right? But you'll always have, no matter how much people you educate about alcohol, you'll always have a group who wants to test and push the limits. So you may educate a person and say, look, don't just keep drinking too much. He'll become mature, reach to a level to drink in moderation, become wise and have wisdom about it. But you'll always have a new generation that comes in and tests those boundaries. And that's why we can't deal with the problem of alcohol abuse. We can't deal with the problem of how many people get killed and they die due to alcohol. Why? Because people will always push the limits. And this is why I believe, personally, alcohol should be banned. This is why I believe, personally, that drugs should be banned. Because, these things influence our daily affairs and people use them and abuse them. And that's why they should be banned.